नेत्राय नमः ॐ रवये नमः ॐ सूर्याय नमः।
नमस्ते दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका संवाद के एक नए एपिसोड में। I am your host Ritika and today we are going to discuss a very introspective and awakening topic, the journey of inner and outer discovery. Sarir madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam, which means our body and good health is very important because it serves as a medium of fulfilling responsibilities. Yoga as a discipline plays a vital role in keeping our body and mind fit. Today we have amongst us the incredible Mr. E.D. Stern to deep dive into our soul. Sir is not only a seasoned practitioner or a teacher of Ashtanga Yoga, but also a student of the legendary Sri Krishna Pattabhi Joyce. Sir, first of all, thank you so much for traveling all along from New York to Varanasi for this special podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Sir, I want to know that you have spent a very significant time teaching and practicing yoga. Your journey has also taken you to India, where you have had the opportunity to experience cultural and spiritual practices. Tell us about your first visit to Varanasi and how did you feel when you arrived?
My first visit to Varanasi was in 1989, and I had an absolutely amazing time here. I was traveling by bus and by rail from Kerala, and it took me maybe 1 or 2 months to finally reach Varanasi. We stayed in a small lodge near the Ghats and had an amazing time taking the holy dip and visiting the temples and seeing a part of India which felt like it had been here for thousands of years. We absolutely loved it, and I've come back many times since then.
Sir, so how has your practice of yoga, particularly the discipline required in Ashtanga, influence other areas of your life? And do you believe it can be a game changer for people looking for a more focused and structured daily routine?
Yoga is absolutely a game changer and a life changer for millions of people. What it does is allows you to give some structure to your life. Many people are under a lot of stress. They have a lot of obligations. They have too many things coming at them from all directions. And the practices of yoga allow you to choose what things you're going to focus on first. You learn how to prioritize. And as you said with the opening Sanskrit quote, that our body is our first duty, the Shariram Adyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. So this dharma, our duty, is to the maintenance of our body. And through the maintenance of our body and taking care of it, we begin to organize how we are going to do things. So if I know that the first thing I do when I get up in the morning, I'll brush my teeth, I'll do the bathroom, I'll make my bed, and then I'll spend a few minutes stretching my body, breathing slowly, doing some meditation. I've organized my body, my nervous system, and my mind, so then everything else coming at me during the day, I can also deal with it in an orderly, effective manner. This is one of the most important things that yoga does. It helps with organization, structure, and being able to do things in a very calm manner. So even when there's a lot coming at you, you go, well, I know how to settle myself, I know how to stay calm, I know how to prioritize what I'm going to do first.
Yes, sir. So moving forward, let's talk about Mahakumbh, known for its massive gathering and spiritual significances. So how does it feel to be a part of such an immense collective experience?
Well, it's a great privilege to be able to attend something like the Mahakumbh. My wife and I are so grateful that we're able to come to India and take part in this. This is one of the most important and the holiest gatherings on the globe, and it's a lucky and rare privilege to be able to come to attend.
Yes. Okay, so there's often debate between traditional yoga philosophy and modern science. How do you navigate this in your teachings?
Well, I have a science degree from SWCV in Bangalore, and I've also been publishing scientific research for over a decade. I'm very interested in modern science, whether it's the physiological systems or neuroscience. All of these types of things are fascinating. And I'm also very interested in the yoga sciences, and I've been studying those for all of my adult life. I've learned Sanskrit, and I study the ancient texts, and I apply the teachings to my daily life. And at the same time, I can see an overlap between these two disciplines. And the rishis had a particular, specific language to describe what they were leading us towards. And there was a particular language for the nervous system, for the physiological systems, for the spiritual worlds, for the five sheaths in the three bodies, for the three gunas, for the 24 tattvas. All of these things were categorized in very specific ways. The different pranas, etc. And so you can look to modern science and see where there is overlap and how modern scientists have their own set of words in a different language for describing very similar things. So for example, if you look at the five pranas, you have prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Prana, apana, vyana, samana, and udana. And what these are doing is they're controlling different physiological processes. So they're controlling incoming nourishment. This is going to be our digestive process and the metabolism of the body in different ways. And apana is the removal of waste. This will be like our exhale and the eliminatory system. And then we have the assimilatory system, which is going to be the samana, and then the distribution of nutrients through the entire body, which is going to be vyana. And then how do we express, how do we act, how do we actualize all of these different assimilated energies into life, which is udana, and udana is a bunch of different things. So if we look to the Western science, the physiological systems, they're going to control incoming nutrition, outgoing waste, assimilation, metabolism, distribution, and are the active nature that we use after we assimilate and metabolize incoming nourishment. These are the five pranas. It's just a different way of speaking about it. So if you can become literate in Western science and literate in yoga sciences, you can see where these two things meet and how you can discuss them with a variety of people. Now, this has been an ongoing engagement in India as well. So as early as 1927, in Kaivalya Dham, Swami Kurvalyananda started researching yoga with Western instruments to do that. And also at Santa Cruz in Mumbai, there was a deep interest in the research of yoga as well. So there's a long history over the past 100 years in India of combining Western and Eastern science, and Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, and then later as well SVYCV in Bangalore with Dr. Nagendra and Dr. Nagaratna are doing exemplary work in yoga research. Now, the reason this is so important is that we all know, those of us who have done yoga, how helpful yoga is for people suffering from anxiety, from stress, for heart disease, for dealing with symptoms of cancer and cancer treatment, diabetes, digestive disorder, women's troubles with PCOS and menstrual cramps, all of these types of things. Yoga is very, very helpful. Now, if we can be in medical situations, say in a hospital or in healthcare, and be able to discuss with doctors specifically why yoga practices are helpful for all of these disorders, then yoga can be adapted into healthcare, into education, into government systems, into federal programs, because not only are they helpful for people, they're preventative for disease as well. But we need to show the mechanism. And in order to show the mechanism, we have to be able to speak the language of healthcare systems and of the medical industry. And so this combination of those two is crucial in order to do that. And Swami Kurvalyananda said that for those who know that yoga works, no explanation is necessary. We do it, we see it works, and we're happy. But for those who might doubt it, they need some explanation. And so it's up to us to endeavor to learn these different languages in order to do that.
Yes. So as you mentioned now that yoga is very beneficial for the problems women's dealing with PCOS and PCOD. Any specific asana you would like to suggest Because I myself is dealing from PCOS.
Yes, and there's not one specific asana that we can suggest.
Yes.
Because as you know, yoga is not a pill. We
Yeah.
can't go to the doctor and she'll say, here, take this pill,
Yeah,
you'll be
yeah.
better. It's completely lifestyle. So you have to spend a little time doing relaxation practices. You have to be careful of diet. You have to be careful of stress and do some gentle exercise each day. You can create a small little holistic program for yourself and see a lot of positive benefits. Most of them are going to be relaxation-oriented, breathing, moving, and also care of the diet. But to look for yourself further, you can look into the literature from SWCV in Bangalore, and this is the Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusthana, and they have some publications they've produced on PCOS and PCOD.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, what one myth of yoga that you wish more people should understood?
Now, the greatest myth about yoga is that yoga is about stretching.
Okay.
So,
Yes, yes.
this is the first thing everyone thinks about. I can't do yoga, I can't touch my toes, people will say. Or, I never stretch, or I should be stretching more. Yoga is a mind-body practice. Essentially, yoga is about managing our mind and coming to know who we are. And one of the ways that we can come to know who we are is through management of our physical body. And that will include some yoga asanas, but it's just one way. There's also mantra yoga. There's devotional yoga. There's the yoga of service. There's the yoga of study and of intellect. There are all these different types of yoga, and they're all related one way or another to managing our mind, knowing who we are, and forming some type of a positive relationship with the world around us, and seeing that we are an integrated part, we're a participant of the greater creation, and to exist in that greater creation in a harmonious way with ourselves and with the people and with nature. And this is one of the most important things. So the idea that yoga is just about stretching is not exactly accurate. It's a small part, an important part, but a small part.
Yes, sir. Sir, lastly, I want to ask you, for maintaining a good healthy lifestyle, what one simple tip you would recommend to the students like us so that we can follow and adapt in our daily lifestyle? Because we have a busy schedule.
Yes, so without knowing what you guys are doing already, I would say that provide structure to your day, especially the first part of the day. When you get up in the morning, the first thing you can do is make your bed. You're probably already doing that. Not everybody does that. The simple act of making your bed allows you to take control of the first act that you do each day. Before you get out of bed in the morning, take anywhere from 3 to 10 slow, even breaths and emerge into the world slowly. Before you step out of the bed, have a moment of thanks and gratitude for the day ahead, to have a positive mental intention about what your day is going to be like. And then after you get out of the bed, you make it and then go about all your other morning duties. These are some very simple things that can set your day up. Now, why do you need to do that? When your day starts, do you know everything that's going to happen? No, you don't. We have no idea.
We have no idea what is going to come next.
And we have no control.
Yes.
And so the idea within yoga is for the first part of your day, what are the things you can manage? You can manage your breath, you can manage your mind, you can manage some habits of cleanliness. If you do those first few things, you know that you have managed the simple things that are going to set your mind up for everything else which is going to come later that you can't control. And then good food habits. This is very important. In several Upanishads, it says that the type of food we eat creates the type of mind that we have. The type of mind that we have will strengthen or weaken our memory or our remembrance. And if our memory is strong and our remembrance is strong, we can remember who we are and what our purpose in life is. But if our remembrance is not strong, then we forget. and we get lost, and then life overtakes us. So these are some simple keys from yoga.
Yes, sir. With this positive note, I would like to conclude this episode here. Sir, thank you once again for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And thank you to all the listeners for being with us on this journey. Until then, stay healthy, stay mindful, and Jai Hind.
ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ रवये